everybody, and welcome back to Allison Bakes Your Day. This week I am baking my friend Josh's day. He loves more like confectionery, like cookies and things like that, little candy cookie things. He mentioned he loved almond roca, and a family member used to make it for him. So he likes caramely things. So today I am making Millionaire Shortbread. Fancy, yes. Nothing fancy or extra with it, just making Millionaire Shortbread using Mary Berry's recipe. Let's do it! We need 175 grams of butter cut into cubes and cold. So I'm gonna measure the butter out first, cut it, and then stick it in the fridge for a little bit while we measure the other things. This opened butter is 168 grams. We are going to cut off a very small bit of this. We only need 7 grams, which is about half a tablespoon, which is 1.5 teaspoons. So let's fight with the butter to open it. Come on, get it, get open there. I win, butter. What? Let's cut off a little sliver. 175, nailed it. Let's time lapse me chopping up butter. What do you say? You don't need to watch that, right? Let's do it. Next, we need 225 grams of flour, 75 grams of sugar. Now comes the fun part. Food processor. The base of the Millionaire Shortbread is a shortbread. Weird how that works out. We are going to add the flour to our food processor like a little snowy mountain. I'm trying to escape. You're my prisoner now. Grabbing our butter, cubed, chilled, amazing. I'm gonna drop it all in there. Get it all in there. Come on. Get in the food processor. Get in there. Nobody wants to go in. Guys, you're gonna be something so delicious. You don't even know. Don't be scared. I'll take good care of you. We're gonna pulse to combine. We gotta plug it in. Power. Cool. So it resembles breadcrumbs. It's the same principle when you're making a... Don't you know what that is? When you are making a pie crust, it's that short crust, shortbread. Aha, they're both very short. Now we're gonna add the sugar. Oh, it's like a winter wonderland in there. Oops. Flour down. Oven preheated. Preheat the oven to 300 Fahrenheit or 150 Celsius if you're not in America. Oh, yes. Shortbread, there it goes. You can see that transformation. There it goes with the sugar. It got binded all together. Binded, bound. What? Oh, it's gorgeous. Okay, I'm gonna stop. I don't want to overwork it. Make sure there's no bakings of butter. Ooh, we're gonna pulse a little bit more actually, because I think the butter's still a little too big in places. Yes, now it's coming together like a dough. Awesome. We're gonna grease and line our 8x8 pan. I bought one. Now I'm gonna make perfect brownies and blondies and whatever else this pan can do. I'm so excited. Me and my pan. And for ease, we're gonna use our coconut oil spray. Coconut oil spray. Apparently I am from Jamaica now, which is weird because I'm very pale. Spread that out. Got some of the excess off because that was a bit crazy. Perfection. We are gonna tip out all of this beautiful shortbread. You don't need any more eggs. You served your purpose. Till next time. This is to press down with a wooden spoon, which is fine. I've seen it done with this technique of using a measuring cup. Just to get in there with your knuckles to press it down. I want it to be even. We pressed it firmly into the tin. Got it all nice and even. So now we're gonna pop this in the oven for 30 minutes. Hi friends. So this video here is to tell you that the bake you were just watching is the bake where my oven broke. I went to go make the caramel, and I noticed that the oven didn't feel warm. So I opened it, it was cold, and the shortbread that we were baking wasn't baking. It was just melting into a gross butter, flour, sugar mess. It was just goop. It was goop. It was goopy. Goopy and gross and sad. We're gonna finish the video today. So the first half was in the past. This is the future. You have time traveled. Here we are. I'm gonna start all over, but I'm not gonna show it all over because that would be silly. So, got my ingredients for the shortbread. Oven's still not working. Waiting for our landlord to get it fixed. We're gonna be baking this shortbread on the grill. Let's do it. Now we're gonna go put this on the grill. I've had the grill preheating to 325. When you bake on a grill, you have to increase the heat 25 degrees because of all the heat that gets let out. So this is our shortbread, that we time-lapsed for you. I'm gonna go pop this on the grill in the cast iron that's also been preheating as a buffer to our pan. You never wanna put a baking pan directly on your grill. I don't know why, but that's what all of the things I read said. Hi friends. We're here, we're doing it. We are going to make the caramel now. To make the caramel, you need 100 grams of light brown sugar, 100 grams of unsalted butter, and 1 can of sweetened condensed milk. It's 300 and it's just dripping everywhere. It's a mess already. This is 397 grams. It's a 14-ounce can. Making a mess already. Schmutz everywhere already. We are going to heat this gently. Now the recipe says to put it all in at the same time, but I want to create a little buffer between the pan and the sugar. So I figured I would melt the butter down a little bit first. Then I'm going to put the sugar in, get that kind of starting to be cohesive here. And then I'm gonna put the sweetened condensed milk in because we have to let this sugar dissolve. And it's harder to tell when it's all just smudged in together. Smudged. Butter's melted. I'm gonna put this sugar in. Yeah. Sizzle, sizzle. I'm trying to just scrape all the sugar off the sides here. Instead of doing the pastry brush with water, because there's no water in this recipe, I'm just gonna make sure I'm scraping down the sides here with my spatula. My spatula. Once this starts to dissolve, I'm gonna add the sweetened condensed milk in. And at that point, it's gonna be just a lot of stirring and waiting. So, you know, I'll time lapse it. And stir, 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 stir it up, dissolve the sugar. Don't want any of the sugar to burn. We don't want the butter to burn. No burning. Well, the sugar's not dissolved yet, but I am gonna put the milk in. Mostly because there is sugar content in the milk. I don't know if because that's already dissolved in here, if that will help with everything else. Stir this in here. Stir, stir. Stir it in. Stir it in. I'm just gonna try to be patient with this and not worry if things don't look 100% right yet, because can't really tell until that sugar actually dissolves. Ooh, sticky. Washed them. So I feel like it's gonna look weird until we can bring it to the boil after the sugar has dissolved, because that's what's gonna evaporate the water off from the butter that melted. Right now it's probably still gonna look watery and weird until we get to that boiling process to evaporate that, which is what'll help congeal it all together. The only positive time you use the word congeal, when making caramel. Most of this recipe is Mary Berry's, but I did use the caramel section from a different Millionaire Shortbread recipe, only because Mary Berry's recipe calls for golden syrup, and that's not easily found in the United States. closest thing to replace it here in the States is corn syrup. And I just don't like using corn syrup. Not great for you. You know, not like this is healthy. That's starting to look better. Don't boil quite yet. Don't boil quite yet. It's trying to boil. Stop that. I think we could boil this now. Look at how beautiful that is. Wasn't that fun? Just watching those chemical reactions happen. Pretty cool. So we have our caramel here. Sadly, the shortbread's not quite done. We're just gonna have to cook it a little bit longer and hope for the best. Last step that we have to do is melt the chocolate, which I'm not gonna do yet, but I am gonna chop the chocolate up into smaller pieces so the melting is faster. We have to chill the shortbread. I'm gonna do my quick cooling method that I made up recently. Got the caramel on low heat, just keeping it liquidy. It looks beautiful. It should all come together nicely. Just timing is off because I don't have the right tools. We'll get it. We'll get it back. Don't worry. All right, let's chop some chocolate. Took these out of the grill. They're lightly browned. They've pulled away from the edges of the pan, so I'm just kind of feeling like maybe it's done. Who knows? It's always an experiment with the grill. I'm gonna go cool these with my super sweet system that I came up with recently. I'm gonna try to cool these down quickly so we can put the caramel on and then cool that down, and then we can pour the chocolate on and we can just set it and forget it. Let's do it. I had this cooling and my little life hack cool down that I did. These are cooled slightly. We're gonna just pour the caramel on now. Oh, jeez, heavy pan. Woo! Get all this beautiful caramel. Gorgeous, gorgeous. Okay, I'm gonna have to spread this around. Trying to get the last bit of caramel out of the pan. Oh, caramel on the side. We're gonna spread this around. Get this all the way to the edges. Now I know probably one of the things about this, it's getting it even. So we're gonna do our best. Amazing, you're gorgeous, darling, you're gorgeous. Feels like there's not enough in this corner. Come on. Come on. All right, come on. Could you just, sassy caramel. Okay, caramel in. Caramel on top. Let's keep chilling, shall we? Hey. Shortbread and caramel have set. The caramel is definitely more like a caramel chew, like a caramel candy, which is what we're going for. Got the chocolate melting. Just gonna give that a little stir. Oh yeah, melt this chocolate, melt. Once the chocolate has melted, we're gonna drizzle it on here. And then we gotta set this, just let it cool down and set out in the open air, freely. Harden as you please. Harden as you please. Okay, you heard it here. Harden as you please. Done. Nailed it. Conclusion is, Millionaire Shortbread aren't that hard. Really? It's just a lot of waiting. Just a lot of waiting for things to set. Waiting for things to cool, to chill out. That's it. Our chocolate is melted. What? mitts because it's hot. We're gonna take all this gorgeous melted chocolate and we're gonna pour it over the top of this. Ooh. Oh man. Ah! I think I'm gonna drop it. Ah! I'm gonna switch hands because this has more grip. Yoink! Probably gonna get a little bit of chocolate on the glove. That's fine. They're washable. Gorgeous, 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 gorgeous. What iron she's scraping? You have one job. Lazy spatula. Doesn't even want to scrape properly. I'm just gonna let this do the work gravity-wise instead of using the spatula, since it's all melty and amazing. Are you ready for this? How gorgeous is that? Look at that beautiful chocolate. Now I'm gonna let this cool and I'll see you when it's all set. Sometime later. We have chilled each layer now. I let everything sit. Here we go. Let's see how this works. Oop, oops. Paper stuck. Come on, paper. Well, it's holding all together. Come on. Well, let's see if we can cut it. Oh, it's working. Oh, it's working. Oh, yes. Oh, that felt fun. Oh, oh my God. Ah, we did it. It looks so cool. Yay. I was actually really nervous about the shortbread because of the grill. I was like, it's gonna fall apart. It didn't. It held together. I just want to cut one so I can show you. Beautiful. Look at that. Ta-da! Millionaire's Shortbread. You eat this and you feel like a millionaire. I think that's how it's supposed to be. There it is. Shortbread, caramel, chocolate. Delicious. Oh, it smells so good. I am going to keep this one. I'm going to taste it. It's got this crumbly sugar cookie kind of taste. And the caramel and the chocolate. I'm surprised. I thought it was going to be like super sweet, but it all balances really nicely. Oh man, that's awesome. Thank you all so much for joining me again for Allison Bakes Your Day. Two-parter on this one. Crazy. I hope I baked your day. Let's see if I baked Josh's day. We're about to find out.
Okie dokie, here we go. Very excited. Super excited. Here we go. Oh, Lord have mercy. Look at this. Oh. Nice little crunch on top. Graham crackery, or whatever that is. Dang, that's good. Almost cussed. That's good. Oh yeah, going back for more.